So this whole unit, in comparison to a lot of the equipment that's out there, it's a very simple unit. It's kind of some low. It's not very intricate. But when I brought it into the customer, they were extremely excited to see it, because to them, they didn't see just a something in it. They saw the fact that they didn't have to stand there and add the solvent. They didn't have to stand there and shake it. They didn't have to stand there and drain it, or they didn't have to transfer it manually back and forth from container to container. They saw it as, I walk up and put it on, and it happens. So it's kind of neat to get that reaction out of somebody. Whereas, somebody from a high-end OEM company might look at it and go, well, that's just a real simple, basic piece of equipment. But the end result is the customer was just thrilled to death because of the process that was just made so much easier. All right. So this is one of the enclosures that we've built. We've built quite a few of them for certain customers. And the idea is essentially to keep the employees away from any kind of fumes or vapors or any kind of harmful anything that they happen to be working on. This particular one is kind of a smaller unit, but it's actually a really neat one because we had some real special constraints on this particular one. It has a table that it attaches to that has equipment on it, but it's part of a larger robotic system. So over here, off in the left-hand center, is a huge robotic, or off in the center, is a large robotic arm that actually accesses the piece of equipment that are in here. So we had some space constrictions, of course, from the robotic arm end of it. The robotic arm had to be able to access all the equipment that was in this enclosure, hence some of the funny shapes and the funny cutouts on the doors. But then we also tried to minimize the customer hindrance as well. They understand the need of the enclosure, but they still don't like having to have something in their way when they're working on a piece of equipment. So we came up with a system for our doors that actually lets them just fold completely up out of the way and be maintained that way. In the biotech industry, it's kind of a standard that they just have the straight up and down doors. But on this one, like I said, we had a bunch of constraints. So we had to kind of come up with something a little bit different, a little more creative.